Well, everybody, it is officially merging time out of the haybine into the tractor. Doing outside rounds, of course, because that was cut first. It's getting dry, so got to get those merged, and then I will be going to the first field that I cut. So that's the order, of course, typically, because that's what's going to be dry first. We'll see if I keep going for the night or if it's going to be an early morning type of thing based on the dew, the moisture in the air, the moisture on the ground. We'll see. But it was a beautiful day today and it dried pretty good, but it's so cold out. It's like only 60 degrees like all day. So just kind of crazy, but I'll take it. I love this weather. I love this weather more than 90 degrees any day. The views right now, oh my goodness. That, and check out these lights. I don't know if you can tell how exactly white they are and bright, but if you stand outside looking at the tractor right now, you're gonna be blown away. This thing is decked out with LED lights everywhere. It recently, well, it's probably a year ago already, I think it was last winter, it got a new paint job. So when we did that, new paint everywhere, we decided to put LEDs everywhere. I love that time of night where you need the lights. You see better with the lights on the tractor or any equipment. But at the same time, there's this gorgeous sunset. It's that time of night. Like, this is just my favorite. Okay, no, I don't know. Everything's great. It's just so darn bright, and I love it. It makes me not want to stop working. So how am I supposed to like end the day when you got lights like these, you know? Good or bad, I don't know. But I'm gonna keep working. I love it. And with hay, you don't really get an option. I actually need to be out here. The hay is drying. It's perfect condition right now, not really losing much leaves. So we got to keep at it, no matter if it's day or night.
Sneak peek at the rest of the crew. They're working hard.
Here's a little slow-mo of what I'm doing. It's kind of hard to see, but the top of the row was a little dry, and then I'm actually picking up a little bit of moisture, and that's actually very, very beneficial right now. So as you can see, I'm pushing that side a little bit too far, so I have to slow down even more. This is what happens when you finish up a field cut. The last little bit comes out a little goofy, but that's okay. The last row here, and then it's go home time. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Yay! It is the next day, as you could see there, walking up to this beautiful tractor I love so much, the 120. It is, a sunny, bright, beautiful morning here. Central Minnesota again, of course. That hasn't changed. Anywho, if any of you are kind of wondering how or when, like how we know when to merge the hay, It honestly goes by the feel of it, the look of it, and overall just how it's doing. And typically, well, it just comes down to moisture, what the moisture is at. So when you start to see a little bit more of like a limer green instead of a deep dark green, you know it's drying on top at least. And you want a little bit of that top dryness, but then you want to start merging it to clip that moisture throughout and get it drier but not too dry. And typically right after this process, what I'm doing, the merging process, you will start to chop it. But again, it depends exactly, well, the moisture. So sometimes I'm a little bit ahead of the chopper. Like right now I'm a little bit ahead of it, but we'll see how it all works out. It's going really good though, and should be a big chopping day. It's going in the silo. I know people do it differently, or the processes can be very different, whether you bale it, whether you're doing chopping, where you're putting it, bag versus silo, but this is all going in the silo, so we don't want it too wet, we don't want extra juices in the silo, anything like that, but yeah, I'm loving it, and I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far, and we'll keep this video rolling. The amount of wind you have the night before, the morning of, like the next day, that all determines. So like this morning, there was a little bit of dew on the ground and not much breeze. So we waited a little bit. It wasn't as much of a mad rush as if we were to have had a very breezy morning and little dew or a lot of dew. So yeah, it definitely varies. Weather controls our situation. Here is where I broke down yesterday with the haybine. As you can see, that's kind of what it did for me. It didn't fully cut. But I did look back, and I'm not sure if I even explained this yesterday, but I never actually hit anything. There was no like sudden hits or sound weird, like nothing. I had checked the row, there was no mounds. I thought for sure I'd find like a fox mound or something, but it was nothing. It literally just wiggled itself loose. So yeah, that can happen. You can still break down without hitting something. Working alongside my cousin this time around, y'all. It's so cool. It's first time running the chopper. It's so fun. Right here. This is my favorite part. Dad is back in the chopper there, folks. And yeah, what I mean by my favorite part is when we literally are rows next to each other. It's so cool. So that's a wrap for third cutting 2024.
I walked out of the cab and literally walked into a long night with the camera. I saw the northern lights for the first time and I had to capture it. Gorgeous! Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. What has my goat world been up to? Well, selling some goats, the ones that I raised up from kidding season. Had to make some tough decisions, culling a few of my mamas as well, which is, well, hard for me, but needed. These here are, well, the rest of the group. So I've sold some here and there once they hit kind of as a group market weight. These guys are my last group to go, so I just have a couple left, some males here. But they're looking pretty good, but they got a little bit of ways to go before they're ready to be sold.
Well, folks, I haven't updated you lately, really, on the goats. So here's the goat scoop and update. I am breeding them again, and so hopefully, if things go as planned, it will be like December, January, kidding season time. Probably January, the month of January. But yeah, super excited. These are my new moms here that are going to be bred. I've got 13 more this year than I did last year, but I also sold a couple. We call it culling them because I had to. But yeah, here are the ones still growing. These are also going to be replacements. These are mine from this year's kidding season. There's 14 of these that I kept back. They're growing real great, super cute, friendly, sometimes. But yeah, so the barn right now, they're kind of, everybody in here is kind of new, I guess, or raised up to be kept here on the farm. My goats, these here are my painters, the Myotonics. And that is my new buck this year. He's a cutie. I'm hoping he throws some really fun colors. And yeah, the ones outside, they are my typical, I guess, what I've had for the last couple years. So.
Here's just a glimpse of when the bucks were by themselves in the pen together as I was shifting pens around. Yep, they like to fight. I noticed this goat was in the wrong pen. And I think he's going to show me how he did it. He doesn't know I'm filming him. Yep. Oh my. We ended up lifting the gates higher up out of the manure pack, and therefore he can no longer jump over. Thank goodness I caught that right away.